In the recent years, the presence of a specific phenomenon called precocious puberty has been increasing. This is simply the onset of puberty at a very early age, earlier than what would be expected. And I think the mechanisms behind this are extremely telling. The first thing, unfortunately, is going to be body weight, because an increase in body weight is inversely associated with the onset of puberty, meaning as body weight increases, puberty becomes earlier. The reason for this is because one of the main drivers of puberty is an increase in the release of gonadotropin-releasing hormone, which is a small molecule released by the brain, which leads to an increase in the development of sex characteristics. Interestingly, leptin, which is a hormone that is secreted by our body fat, increases gonadotropin-releasing hormone. And the larger our fat cells, meaning the more body fat we have, the more leptin we produce. Therefore, the more gonadotropin-releasing hormone we release. And many researchers see that there is a much stronger correlation between body weight and the onset of puberty than there is between age. So the earlier we are reaching this critical body weight, the earlier puberty will onset. Additionally, in young girls, estrogen is a main driver of puberty. And our fat cells have a specific enzyme called aromatase that takes circulating testosterone and turns it into estrogen. Therefore, the more body fat we have, the more estrogen our fat cells will actually be converting. And the other factor is extremely interesting. Melatonin, a hormone that is released when we sleep, actually suppresses the onset of puberty. And children typically have higher levels of melatonin until the onset of puberty, when melatonin levels decline. However, because of the exposure to blue light and other artificial lights, the melatonin levels of kids have been decreasing, which is thought to be another main driver of earlier onset of puberty. These declines in melatonin aren't just important for puberty. Alterations in melatonin have negative impacts on our sleep and simply our energy throughout the day. Additionally, on the ability to learn and retain information, and on proper growth and development. And both of these can be easily combated. The first is going to be trying to keep kids active and simply providing them with many nutritious foods, such as whole food proteins, fruits, vegetables, and starches. And I understand it's quite ironic while I sit here and talk to my phone, but the next thing is to get kids and probably adults off their phone and outside as much as possible. This doesn't mean you can't have electronics whatsoever. One of the best things I have found is simply listening to a podcast as I'm walking outside and trying to have as many interactions with friends and family outside rather than inside, and simply trying to expose yourself to natural lighting and decreasing the amount of blue and artificial light. And if you want to learn how to take control of your health and energy, send me a DM to sign up for coaching.